Greetings from Canada and PlayStation Home. Hi everyone, this is Tim or TK, and today what I'm going to do is show you how to get a high score in Scribble Shooter. Now, Scribble Shooter is a game on the PlayStation Home or the PS Vita that's sort of a throwback to the old arcade games of the 80s and the 90s. It's one of my favorite games in PlayStation Home, and today you're going to be my co-pilot as we get a high score. First of all, let's learn how to play the game.
Jason. Orbit.
Now that that's out of the way, let's get into the game. There are two rules you need to follow if you want to get a high score in this game. The first rule is that you cannot die until you face the last boss. And the second rule is kill everything. There's a power-up. I've just picked up a slave ship. You can have up to 5 slave power-ups in this game. There's a shield. This is the most important power-up you can have throughout the game. Here in the first level, my goal is to get 5 power-ups for the slave ships and a shield. Okay, there's another power-up. What I want you to do is keep an eye on the slave ships. Oops. I didn't mean to pick that up. What I want you to do is keep an eye on the slave ships shooting, and watch what happens when I pick up this slave ship. You see what happens? It shoots 2 times faster now. This is level 4 of the slave ship power-ups. And this power-up could be level 5. I'm going to try and get it. Okay, watch out for these tanks here. And there we go. We now have level 5, and you can see it's shooting 3 times faster than the original shot was. And with this power-up, I'm going to get the spread gun. Oh, look at that, and another power-up, which hopefully I'll make my missiles, if I can get to it. And there we go. Now for the first boss, what you want to do is bring all your slave ships in together and then aim for the boss's eyes and avoid the missiles. I managed to pick up 7 power-ups, and as you can see, I now have 5 slave ships, 1 missile, 1 forward shot, and a shield. For level 2, I'm going to show you a new formation. First of all, you want to go one direction, then the other, and hold R2 over your center slave ship. This will bring your ships close together and will provide you with a very deadly forward shot. This formation is very effective in taking out most of the enemies throughout the game from level 2 forward. There's another power-up. What I plan on doing with this power-up is picking up a laser. Now, it's really up to you what you want to do here. This power up here, I plan on picking up the second level of missiles. For the second level boss, what you want to do is get your slave ships in front of you by going down the left or right hand side of the screen. Usually the right side works better because it lines it up. And then you want to just put your slave ships between its pincers and shoot. And when it opens its pincers, move to the left a little, and then try to get trapped inside his pincers as you shoot his eye. Now the whole time you're doing this, you do need to avoid the missiles, and the best way to do that is simply flying up around the boss and letting the missiles hit the boss. And that's the end of level 2. You can see here at the end of level 2 that I'm almost fully upgraded, and there's only one more power-up that I need to get. While I was facing the level 2 boss, I managed to pick up the level 2 of missiles. As you can see here, the missiles are now shooting 2 times faster. Now, coming up is a very challenging spot here where you have to kill all of the enemies, but they're on two sides of the screen. What you want to do is use this formation, and then you need to swap it. This formation is the best formation to take on these enemies right here. To beat the level 3 boss, you simply need to pull all your slave ships in together to concentrate your fire, and then wait for the eyeball to reach the outer part of his body, and then unleash your full power on it. Now, you may get lucky and kill him on the first try, but if you don't, what you'll need to do is relocate to the bottom right hand corner of the screen and just wait for him to settle down. You don't have to worry because he won't smash into you. And when he starts coming out again, you just need to shoot his eye and finish him off.
Jace.
There's another power up. Hopefully I can pick it up and get the rear cannon. Oops. Mistakes happen. there's another power-up. This time I'll be sure to get the back cannon. And there we go. My ship is now at full force. To beat the level 4 boss, all you need to do is hide behind the rocks on the screen and shoot. Wait for him to smash into a rock, then come out and shoot him. Then go back behind the rock, shoot, wait for him to smash into the rock again, then come out and finish him off.
Orbit.
Here you can see the confirmation that my ship is completely upgraded.
Jace.
Power up that's floating on the screen right now. Now I don't need this, and there's no benefit for me to pick it up right now because you don't get any points for picking up the power-ups. But what I'm going to do is just leave it sitting on the screen. You can have up to 2 power-ups on the screen at one time. As the levels get harder, there's a good chance you're going to lose your shield. And if you lose your shield, and you need a shield right away, and you have 2 power-ups on the screen, all you need to do is pick up a power-up when it's in the shield mode, and you'll have your shield back. This formation I'm in is also highly effective against these enemies. And now I have 2 power-ups on the screen. To beat the level 5 boss, you want to stay in this formation, stay at the bottom of the screen, avoid his shots, and shoot him. Now you also need to avoid his laser as well.
Jace.
beat the level 6 boss, what you want to do is bring your ship over to the right hand side of the screen and put your slave ships in front of you, and then you want to line up your shots so that you have a clear shot at the center of this boss. Now you can shoot his arms, but you're just going to unleash missiles that are going to make your job harder. So you want to just focus on the center until he's destroyed.
Orbit. Jace.
another challenging section where you're supposed to kill enemies that come from 4 different directions. In order to do this, you want to follow what I'm doing right here on the screen. Here's the level 7 boss. In my opinion, the hardest boss in the entire game. What you want to do is wait for him to turn that color, a light color, and then start shooting him with full force. You want to have your sleigh ships close together in order to maximize your damage. You'll also need to avoid the fireballs that he shoots. And keep in mind, when he's a solid color, it doesn't damage him at all. Now this can be very challenging. As you can see, I just lost my shield. The reason being is because the screen's black. But just do the best you can do here. Keep shooting him until he's dead. I had a power up here on the screen, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the shield back again. And now I'm at full force. beat the level 8 boss, what you want to do is bring your slave ships close together, and you want to work your way towards the middle where the brain is there, and simply just avoid the blue bars and shoot the middle brain. You do have to be careful. And just keep picking away at him. Oh, you see that? I almost died right there.
Orbit.
One thing you should keep in mind if you're playing this game is that even if you have shields, your shields will not protect you from a direct hit with a boss. Here we are in level 9, and for this level and the next level, it's imperative that you have maneuvering skills, because if you do not have your skills up to par by this time, you're going to have a very, very hard time with the next 2 levels. Okay, now the next batch of enemies is problematic because there are 2 enemies that sit in the top right and left corner of the screens that are just off the screen and we can't shoot them. And trying to kill them as they fly by is a bit of a challenge. As you see, I just missed one of them. To beat the level 9 boss, all you need to do is shoot him and avoid his bullets.
Orbit. Chase.
So now we're facing the very last boss, and this is where the high score game begins. Now for the best results in here, you want to have your sleigh ships close together so you don't kill something that you don't mean to. And what you basically want to do is throw 8 bombs into his mouth so that they explode, and then the game is over. But what's the fun in that? If you want to get a high score, you need to keep that main boss alive for as long as possible and kill everything you possibly can without killing the boss. And still, you've got to be able to beat this game without dying. So that's the catch here. It's depending on what your skills are and how good you feel you can play today. Now, some tips for this. One of them is that you want to stay far away from the edges because you never know where an enemy is going to come from. So you want to try to stay around the center of the screen. As you see here, I'm taking out the bombs that are far away from the mouth, with hopes that they'll kill anything else that shows up. And I should mention that it's really hard to see this here if you're just watching the video. but you're being sucked into the mouth the whole time that you're in this level. So keep that in mind too. There's a lot going on here that's working against you when you're trying to get a high score. Now, one thing you should also keep in mind too is if you're going for a high score, by killing the last boss, you basically get 1 million points. So if you look at my score right now, 6.31 million, that basically means if I kill the boss right now, I'll have 7.31 million. 7.32 now. And now it's getting a little harder, as you can see. And now it just got even harder, because now the screen is upside down. Now when I play this, what I usually do is I lay upside down on my couch and play with my head upside down. If you're playing on the PS Vita, I don't really know what you can do. If you can't lay on your back and play this game, then there's a chance you could pause the game and turn your TV upside down. But I can't be held accountable for what happens if you try to turn your TV upside down. I suggest you do your best and play on your head. Now, as you see here, it's extremely hard to play this game at this point. And I have 2 lives left. And now my goal is just to kill this guy and hopefully live. And look at that, I died and I killed the boss. And that's it, the game is over. And I had 7.346 million. So, as you see, 7.346 million was good enough to put us in 4th place. Okay, I admit it. It wasn't my best playthrough ever. But still, it's good enough to help you get up there. So, why don't you go get your own ship? Thanks for watching. Good luck.